Welcome to Influence Matters, the show that teaches you how to turn your story into impact and your expertise into influence. I am your host, literary consultant, and hybrid publisher, Clara Rose. Each week, I talk about topics related to crafting your message for the world and building influence for your business, ministry, cause, or brand. Or I have a special guest that I think is doing something unique or interesting in the marketplace that I think you are going to be interested in, and then I just have them on the show. And today is one of those exciting days. I am thrilled to have somebody very special with me, and let me tell you about her really quickly. She is a purpose-driven social entrepreneur and founder of the Bra Recyclers, a leading textile recycling company that combines environmental sustainability with social impact. With 25 plus years in corporate IT leadership, Elaine shifted her focus to champion circular fashion, new word for me, and hygiene equity through bra and underwear recycling programs. Her mission is to ensure essential items reach underserved communities while keeping reusable textiles like bras out of landfills. Her award winning work has supported over 140 nonprofits across 8 countries, redefining what it means to lead with both profit and purpose. So you know that she is a super cool person, and all these things are near and dear to my heart. Please help me welcome my new friend, Elaine Birks-Mitchell.
Oh,
Welcome, my
thank you
friend.
for having me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad.
It
I'm
is
excited to be on your show.
it is my pleasure to have you. What you are doing in the world is an amazing thing. And we're just going to spend a few minutes talking just briefly how you got there before we talk
Yeah.
in more depth about what it is you're really doing, the change that you're making in the world. So how did you get to this interesting business of recycling bras?
I get that often because I think I was surprised when I actually kind of landed on this being kind of my purpose driven journey. But I have always wanted to figure out how I could give back. Again, spent much time in the corporate world, and I knew that it wasn't satisfying me. I wasn't getting that fulfillment that I need, that I was really using my talents in the way they really should be used. But I just had to figure out, okay, what could I do where I can incorporate, being an entrepreneur yet giving back. So I, began to think about ways I could do that. The bra recyclers kind of landed in my lap. There was a young lady I was working with here, or I guess supporting here. She worked at a large shelter. And I'm like, how can I support you even more? I know I had a bunch of bras in my drawer that had tags on them, but with that was I don't do that much more, but I know other ladies still have them too. And I'm like, what can I do with these? And I know a lot of places didn't take them. And I said, do you need bras? She's like, absolutely. We need bras. I never get enough of them. I have to keep them locked up because they're so coveted, which I know I've said before. So I was like, okay, we're on to something here. If I have bras, I know other women do too. And coming out of the kind of whole IT industry, I'm like, what can I do to even kind of see if other women have bras that can help out
Mhm,
women and girls in need? So it started there, just trying to fulfill that need from someone who said, we need bras for our ladies and girls coming
mhm,
into these shelters, being rescued
mhm,
from human trafficking or domestic violence.
mhm,
And it
mhm,
started for me there just to fulfill that need. And I became very curious about, okay, what's happening with bras? What's kind of that life cycle? And I knew for
mhm,
many, like clothing, many underwear products like bras, they're cut in half or they're sent to landfill or burnt. And so I became very
mhm.
interested in what's the textile recycling industry in terms of what could be done to help kind of, I'll say, rescue some of those items that could be
Right?
reused again. And it is rescuing them. It really is. It's rescuing these
Yeah.
bras. So that's kind of how it started for me. It's just fulfilling that need, seeing a need and saying, okay, I can either
Mhm.
hope somebody else does something about it or I do something
Mm.
about it.
You could just step up and be the change,
Abs-
right? I
Absolutely.
totally love that.
Absolutely.
N-
Mhm.
Now, it's unique and it's interesting that um, it's not talked about, right? But if you, there are a couple of people in my life over the years who have been rescued out of domestic violence, like literally whisked away in the middle of the night kind of thing to a shelter
Yeah.
where they then had nothing. Um, and but I had never thought about how all their needs are met. That would just happen before, we were close. But people that I care about
Right.
now who look back and go, what a traumatic experience that was to have nothing, right? You didn't have a toothbrush, you didn't have, but that's an easy thing, a toothbrush, right? But a bra, that's kind of a unique, it's size, it's got to be size appropriate, and being somebody
Absolutely.
who like developed early and am large in that area, I really understand that, and they're
Yeah.
expensive, right? And bras
They're
get
very
large,
expensive.
and it's 30, 40, $50 for a bra. And if you are homeless or you're in a shelter, that is not where you're spending your resources. But what a
No, you're
privacy
not.
issue that becomes to
Absolutely.
not have one.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be in that position. So
Right. Right.
crazy
Yeah,
no
it's
one's
I
talking
think
about it.
I think, yeah, it's I don't know why people aren't talking about it, but underwear, underwear,
Well,
socks and things
bras.
are some of the most
Yeah.
requested are yeah, they're some of the most requested items. It is so funny. Sometimes I'll get ladies who they'll whisper to me, "I have a bag of bras for you." I'm like, "You don't need to whisper. It's
It's
okay.
not a secret.
Go ahead, whatever." I'm like, "It's okay. It's an okay thing to say you have
Private.
bras for me." It is just
Yeah.
hilarious, but I think, people don't think about that importance of a bra and
Mhm.
particularly what it means for a
Sure.
woman, or like you were saying, you developed early. And so
Mhm.
having that support really makes a difference. And, one of the
Mhm.
things that we're doing now is that through our nonprofit arm, we're working with schools because we have to start working with
Yeah.
our girls at a younger age. Because, like you said, you
Yeah.
developed early. And so that was
Yeah.
a big prompting for me to say, because we had received a call from a teacher talking about a young girl who was just wanted to
Mm.
damage her breast because she had developed so early. She was like a 44G in the sixth
Mm.
grade.
Oh
And
my
so
word.
she was being
Bless her
bullied
heart.
and teased. Oh my goodness. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? And just
I
wearing a little
I can't.
camo?
Ugh,
No.
no, I
So
can't.
that was a big
No.
yeah, that was a big prompting that we gotta give our girls at a younger age those tools and
Mm.
things. 'Cause I call it a tool. It really is to feel good
Yeah.
about themselves, how they feel, how they
Mm.
look. And so that's why we started working with the schools where we're partnering up with school nurses and
Mm.
teachers to get bras into our schools.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's so important. Yes, I was very young. There were two of us in middle school that wore a bra, and I came from a kind of middle class home, right? And so that wasn't an issue, and so did she. So we had bras.
Right.
But if you were really poor, I mean, I can't, and because we're the only ones, there was a lot of attention given to the fact that we
Yeah.
had breasts, right? Because nobody else
Yes.
did. And so not to the extent that this poor young lady obviously would have, but it was a really big deal, right? You were trying
Oh,
to hide as
absolutely.
much as possible, right? So to
Right.
not have
Right.
that
No.
basic necessity,
Right.
yikes.
I know, I know. It's
So,
it's what's interesting too is when we talk with even women who are homeless and on the street, you
mm,
know, the first time I heard a woman say to me that a bra is a rape deterrent,
oh
that's
my,
not something to think about because again,
right.
being on the street, your chance of being abused or raped are high. So
Mm,
many women
sure.
try to hide their breasts just because they don't
Hmm.
want to draw that attention versus what
Right.
you see in the media where everybody's showing their bras off or everything. That's not what
Right.
many women want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. See, and you don't think of that. I would have never,
No.
I would have never thought of that at all. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not just a privacy issue, that's a safety issue.
It's a
So that I
safety
think
issue.
that's such a big deal. Now,
Yeah.
if people are listening to this versus watching it, they won't see them, but you have all of these bras hanging all over the place that are all decorated and cute, like the little sunflower. I love sunflower bras. All of those bras are, there's probably a story there. So tell me about what, clearly nobody's wearing the sunflower bra because it's covered
Yeah,
with
yeah.
sunflowers. But tell me the story of the bras that are decorating your office.
Yes, yes. So I have dozens of amazing decorated bras, but these are from. We would do an annual bra decorating contest, or we would sometimes just do kind of a project with some of the shelters, and people will decorate bras and they tell stories around those bras. And there's some amazing, amazing stories that we've heard. Like for example, the one I have on the wall that's like a butterfly. That the title of that one is called Metamorphosis. So it's a woman who had breast cancer. And so she was telling her story and her journey of going through breast cancer and how she no longer could wear those bras anymore because she had to wear a mastectomy
Mhm.
bra. But just the stories are amazing. It gives people a chance to share in a way that's not so it's not so intimidating. I think some of the best stories we have received are from women who are in the shelters. They might not be the prettiest bras in terms of decorations, but the stories that go around them, around them are just amazing. And it's again another way for them to share. So yeah, so
Mhm.
I have some amazing ones that I don't have up. I switch them out every once in a while, so you'll see new ones the next time you probably see me.
I love that. It's not just a way for you to advertise, right? And spread the
Yeah,
word about what you do, but also the opportunity for people to tell their story, which we all have
absolutely.
a story, right? We all want to be
We do.
heard. We all want to share our experiences. We just don't all have the opportunity. So what a great way to be able to share your story. I think if I
Right.
saw you at a booth somewhere, getting donations or whatever with all the bras, I would just be drawn over out of curiosity
Yes.
alone, right?
Yeah,
What is
and
up
that's what
with
I
all
do.
of these
Yes,
fancy
we
bras
do
over
that.
here?
When I have a table, I will put the bras up, and it does draw people in. And what I
Yeah,
encourage people to do is don't just look at the bras, read the stories that are associated with the bra.
right,
Some of them, not so fun stories, but that's
right.
that's what that person is going through. Some of them are funny stories. We have a person who did a whole series on cows because she liked cows and she liked Chick-fil-A. It was just the cutest thing, but there are some very deep stories where people are telling,
Mm,
what's
no
happened
doubt.
to them over the years with domestic violence or breast
Mm,
cancer. So it is fun. It's just an interesting way to kind of market it and bring people in.
absolutely. And totally your book. You need to write this
Absolutely.
book.
I
You need to
absolutely.
write
You and
this
I talked
book.
about that. Yeah, 'cause
Yes. Well,
I need to share those stories. I need to let people know
yeah,
here's what's going on with real women, and this is
right.
this is their story and they're telling it through a decorated bra.
Yeah, I love that. So you're doing all these amazing, wonderful things. Um, Tell us more about how like in your bio talked about what it was 160 or whatever nonprofits.
Yeah.
How are
Okay.
you
Yeah.
partnering with nonprofits?
Yeah, so we the bra recyclers is our social enterprise side, and so that's kind of the business side. So what we do, because a lot of people don't understand the whole textile recycling industry. So what we do from the social enterprise side, which is the bra recyclers, is that we work with retailers and we'll either buy or negotiate getting overstock and returns. Then we do a couple things. We work with other textile recyclers who will purchase excess from us. So things that we know cannot be donated, they will buy our excess. So that's the business side of what we do. But the other side of what we do through our nonprofit arm called the Undie Chest is that we donate. So we've donated to over 140 nonprofits. And now we have about 60 Title I schools that we actually donate bras to. So they sign up with us and then we ask, find out what their needs are. And if we have the inventory, which, hopefully we get more, that's always the goal to get more retailers
Mhm.
on with us. We donate it to them. I mean, it's free for them. They will either pick up from us if they're locally here or it's shipped to them. And I have to say, Claire, it's over the last year. We have literally a waiting list of around 40 or 50 organizations. The need is just grown so
Wow.
much. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. I get a lot of amazing emails from individuals. We don't work with
Mm,
individuals. We just don't have that
right,
capacity, so we have to work
right.
through a nonprofit. Plus, we need to make sure we have to vet,
Sure.
everyone too, because we want to make sure that the organizations, that people are really need them and not just wanting to get,
Right.
free underwear.
Free
So we
bras.
work directly with nonprofit. Yeah. Because they are expensive. You
Yeah,
said that. They're very
they
expensive.
are. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
very expensive.
If they're quality at all, for sure, they're
Absolutely. We have
expensive.
some amazing, oh
So,
yeah, absolutely.
you have a waiting list of schools
Mhm.
waiting to
Of
get
nonprofits. Yeah. And schools
of
too. Yeah.
nonprofits and schools waiting
Yep.
to get bras. And so you're outside of going directly to recyclers and uh, businesses, right?
Retailer. Yeah.
How
Mhm.
else do you get bras? Like, can people like send you
Yes,
bras, do donations? Talk to us about
absolutely.
how people can participate in this.
Yes, absolutely. So on the our bra recycling site, which I know you have up, there's a little button that says recycle bras. And so you can fill out the recycle form and send them directly into us. We also have drop-off locations around the country. So Soma is
Wow.
one of our largest partners, and they have like 300 stores. So you can drop off directly at Soma stores. So that's amazing. And there's other, again, smaller boutiques and businesses who are drop off locations for us. So we try to make it easy for people, but otherwise, we get ladies from all over the country that just mail them into us. They mail them in, or they'll
I
have a
love
bra
that.
drive at their church or with their
I love that.
organization, and they just mail them into us.
I love that. So it's super easy for
Yeah,
people to participate.
try
You don't have to
to.
be a
Yeah,
department store or whatever to participate. Anyone who
no,
says, "You know what? This this matters to me. I want to participate." Right? This is
right.
so
Yeah.
what is the website for those people who are listening and not seeing it? What is the website?
Yeah, so the website is
Awesome.
thebrawrecyclers.com, and you can go right
Okay.
there and find all the information you need, in terms of dropping off or mailing in your bras to us. And, the other thing too, Clara, I always, challenge people is because we need to also start challenging our retailers. We don't want them to put
Mhm.
those
Mhm.
bras in landfills, or when they get returned, many of the stores cut them in half. So when you take a bra back, if you're returning something, ask them, what are you doing with our returns? And then say, hey,
Right.
instead of throwing them out or cutting them in half, contact the bra recyclers because they can be used again.
Yes, absolutely, especially if you just got them home and they just didn't fit well, right? Which is sometimes the case.
Absolutely.
You buy
Yep.
some and I'm a try on at the location as much as possible because so often
Right.
they don't fit right? Yeah,
Exactly.
they need to, especially if you're not small in that area, you're looking for a certain amount of support and you have to have
Right.
quality and some of those things. And even at that, they don't always fit right. And you're like, man, this one's not going to work, and
Absolutely.
back it goes. So if they're just cutting
Yeah.
those in half, what a waste. What a waste.
It's a waste. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I think as consumers, we can challenge where we spend our dollars,
Mm,
and say,
sure.
hey, here's another option. If you're going, what are you doing with your returns? Here's an option where they can be put to good use. So, our goal is to reuse as much as possible.
Absolutely. Now, if you're not a consumer, but if you are a store, so
Mhm.
if they still go to the website to figure out how to partner with you, or is there
Yes.
another way to reach out to
Yes.
you that's better?
Yes, absolutely. So they can always send us an email at contact us at browrecycling.com. And we have an amazing ambassador program where we're partnering with
Ah,
businesses, and we offer them, since me coming out of the techie world, we offer them the
mhm,
ability to help with their returns. We can help manage that where they send them directly into us. We offer some
nice.
great reporting, that a lot of businesses need nowadays to say what are they doing with their waste. So there's more legislation coming out that's trying to hold retailers accountable, and so we want to be their partners to help them with that. So that's something we can help retailers with also.
I love that. Tell us about the ambassador program. Is that just for
Yeah,
stores or is that for anybody?
it could be anyone who really wants to kind of take it to the next level, maybe hold
Mm,
broad drives. We give them
I love that.
access to some marketing materials, our logo. We want to help promote them too. I'm a big believer because a lot of people who sign up with us, of course, are women businesses. I believe
Mhm.
wholeheartedly in helping to promote and collaborate, so we can, there's a big need out there. So we need to support each other. And if someone wants to um, come on and be part of our vision and mission of helping women and girls, we want to help promote them too. So we'll do highlight them in social media, blog posts, just so
I
people
love that.
know, why don't we,
Yeah,
support these businesses who are supporting others?
absolutely. What a cool business. This is
Thank
this is
you.
so cool. I
Yeah,
love that.
it
I
is.
love the
And it's
vision
very
of it.
unusual. Yeah, it's very
Very
unusual. I know.
yeah.
I know.
It's
It
not
is.
something
It's
that
a
you
good.
don't think about these needs, right? You don't even think about these needs, and so, um, it
Yeah.
takes somebody going, "Oh, wait a minute. Here's a need," and then taking
Yeah.
that next step and saying, what can we do about it? How can we make a difference in the world around us?" And that is such a huge mantra in my own business and in my own life, right?
Yes,
Show up, speak up, make a difference, right? That's why we're
absolutely.
here, right? From the
Yeah,
faith-based perspective, that's what our creator put us here for, right? Is to
that's what
be
we're supposed to
salt
be
and
doing.
light. Yes, make a difference in the world. We all have a purpose, and yours is just a fun purpose, right? You
It's
get
a
to
fa
do this.
it's a very I know,
It's
very
fun.
unusual. It's so
It is.
interesting over the years when I get I tell people what they do. First, they're like, I have to repeat it when I say bras, and then I have
Like
to spell
what?
it. They're like, "Did you
Yeah,
say it?" And then
like
it's
bra?
interesting with men, they'll say, "Oh, you mean for the car?" I'm like, "No,
No,
what?" 'Cause,
no,
bras
the
for the car.
tatas.
Like, "No, to the tatas. It's for the tatas." But it's so and my
Funny.
husband works with me in the business, and
Oh,
so
I love that.
I think he gets the biggest jokes. They're like,
Mhm,
"Oh, man,
sure.
I bet you love that." I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Really?"
Oh, what a trooper,
It
right? That's a trooper right
I think
there.
he knows more about bras than most women. He sees when we
Ah,
first
I'm
started,
sure.
he didn't get it. He was like, "Elaine," he's like, "These bras are like new that we're getting." I'm like, "Yeah, unfortunately, we
Yeah.
buy bras, we don't get fitted, we don't try them on,
Mm,
and so they
yeah,
sit in our drawers, and that's
yeah,
why you're seeing all these, like, brand new bras with tags coming in from people around the
yeah,
country." So,
yeah. Yeah, or
we encourage
even
women to
getting
get fitted, you know.
yes,
Go
for
ahead.
the love, go get fitted, right? Don't
Get
just waste your
fitted, and,
money.
I
Mm,
am really shocked, Clara, that so many women have not been fitted, and I'm not talking about homeless women, I'm just talking about women in
right,
general,
in
and I'm like,
general,
"It
yeah.
doesn't hurt. It's very quick. You can do it yourself too, but it's great if you
Yeah,
get a professional fit at least once or twice. Get it so
yeah,
you really know
yeah,
what works for you and your body.
yeah.
It
I
makes
think
a
that's
big
just a
difference.
high-end stores, are the ones that offer the fittings. It's a total stranger, right? So there's a if you're, reserved or shy or, I'm a relatively reserved person.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, meh, I want this total stranger helping me put bras on in the dressing room, right? So I just
Yeah.
over the years, just figured it out for myself. Oh, this brand fits me well. This style fits me well. Don't like underwires because, in 6 months they pop through the fabric and they're cutting into you and
Yeah.
right. So you just figure, but
Right.
I'm 60, right? So I've figured it out,
Mhm.
right? But,
Right. Right.
for a lot
Yeah.
of years, it was in my younger years, a lot of hit and miss, right? You're like, oh, this
Right.
one's on sale for $20. So that was like a score for someone who's
Yeah.
larger, like $20 bra score,
Oh
right?
yeah. That
You buy it
absolutely.
and then
Absolutely.
you're like, "Ah, well, that's why it was $20, right?"
That's
And it
why it was
goes in the
20 bucks.
drawer,
You pay for what you get.
right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You pay for
I remember my
yeah.
first bra fitting. I had a really great experience. For me, it was a great experience. It was, when I lived in Minneapolis, I went to Nordstrom's. They train
Ah,
their fitters really
yep,
well there, and I mean,
yeah.
I was shocked at the just I was there, it must had to be at least an hour because I wasn't finding
Mhm.
anything comfortable, but she really worked with me. She
Mm,
actually got me in, bras. Actually, it was a mastectomy bra. And I don't know if people know what mastectomy bras are. Those are for women who've had breast cancer, but they are
Mhm.
so comfortable. So it was like an Anita brand. And I was like, oh my God, this is
You're
so,
like,
all bras should be made like this. So, because if
right,
you've had breast cancer, you can't have a lot of binding and wires and things like that. So they have to
right.
be very comfortable. And I'm like, all bras should be made like this. I'm
All
just like, oh my God. But it was,
right.
we
All
literally
bras.
went through the store and none of the
Yeah.
regular bras were comfortable for me. And she brought those
Mm,
out. And at the time, they weren't on the floor. They didn't have mastectomy bras on the floor because it was the
yeah,
modesty thing. And I'm just, now you can find them.
right.
But she brought them out from the back. And I'm like, well, what is
Mm.
that? So it was like Anita and Amona, those brands. And I'm like, oh my God, this fits amazingly. So yeah. So
Mm,
it just try it once. It's not too bad.
yeah,
Go to a
yeah,
good
yeah,
store to have it done because it makes a
yeah,
difference.
yeah,
It does make a difference.
and you're not gonna find one at Target or Kmart or, those people, they don't have fitters,
No,
right? You gotta go to
no.
a Macy's or a
Yeah, you
Nordstrom's or
can
someplace
find them, but I'm
that
just,
have
you're
fitters.
not gonna probably,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, somewhere like
Doesn't
that that has a
cost you
really
to
good
get
fitter.
fitted. Yeah, doesn't
Nope,
cost anything.
no,
Go get fitted. Find some brands that you
yeah,
love, and then you'll
right.
have less
Try
to
them
recycle,
on.
but if you choose to not, feel free to recycle your bras with the bra recyclers, right?
Yeah,
There you
absolutely,
go.
absolutely.
There's the answer.
Yeah, one of the things we've done over the years too is that we've actually done fittings at some of the shelters, have held events in the past where
Oh,
we're fitting. That has
nice.
been, and the women are so excited. One of they've never been fitted before, but they're so
Sure.
excited to get a bra that fits them. And we've
Yeah.
had women, they'll say, "I've had this bra for 5, 6 years, literally." I mean, it's so
Oh my word.
just raggedy. But,
Tatters.
I'm like, "Give me that bra, take that off and put that you're
Yeah,
not taking
throw
that with
that
you."
away.
And so they're so
Mm,
excited, just, and just
mhm,
beaming when they get that bra and that makes them feel good about themselves and
mm.
just look good.
Yeah.
'Cause, when you have a good bra, and it
Yeah,
makes you, feel good and look good in your clothes. So
yeah,
those are just
yeah,
amazing. And then some of the other things too, we work with women with breast cancer. So we help support organizations for women who don't have
yeah.
insurance. Mastectomy bras and prosthesis are extremely expensive.
Mm,
Very
yeah,
expensive,
no
and
doubt.
so we would get calls from women who had been stuffing their bras with tissue or fabric because they couldn't afford the
Whatever.
mastectomy
Yeah,
bras.
yeah. Wow.
So, I know.
Well, my friend, you are making a difference in the world, and I love that. I applaud you
Oh, thank
for
you.
doing
Thank
such an
you.
amazing thing, for sure. Okay, we have about 30 seconds left. Any
Yeah.
last thing you want to say before we go?
Yeah,
It's
no,
about
I
much time.
just encourage
Yeah,
all you women to look in your drawers and pull out those bras that
there you go.
you're never gonna wear again, and you're not gonna get in them again either. So,
Yeah.
we don't want you to sit there. Let's get some
Yes.
women, get them all women and girls who really need them.
You need
August, we're
them.
having our
Yeah,
huge back to school under drive. So we're getting
I
new
love that.
underwear and bras so we can get them in our school for the girls, and they need plus size, bras, not just the
Yeah,
real small
yeah,
ones. They need
nowadays,
plus size too.
yeah, they
So go to our
do.
website,
All right, my friend,
powerrecyclers.com. Thank
rawrecyclers.com. Thank you
you.
for being here. Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
guys,
you for having me.
she is doing an amazing thing in the world. Participate in some way, even if it's just going to the drawer and seeing if you have something that you can send into the bra recyclers. Spread the word, follow them on social media, whatever you can do to participate in this amazing, amazing, worthy cause. Of course, you know that we over at Rosedale Publishing, we help people to grow their influence with a book. If that's you, my friend, hop on over to Facebook and join the free Savvy Author community so you can learn all about getting your book out to the world, or go to clararose.com where you can find out about participating in the Savvy Author Mastermind program and get your book out to the world. All right, I'll see you next week, my friends. Take care.